This podcast is actually for my future kids. Just want to show them how I became successful or how I didn't. So who knows? We're gonna find it out at the end of the story. So stay tuned. I grew up in a place where voodoo is like it's pretty big out there. Like there's something I never understood was that where I'm from, we used to go to church on Sunday, and we used to go to a voodoo priest on any given day. I don't know. So this this stuff really got me a little bit confused as a kid. So I really didn't get it. But I was always against the voodoo stuff and everything. I mean, where I'm from, I, I grew up with like all type of movies that it's always about blood money. So any movie, when you keep watching any movie, it's always about someone got killed and sacrifice was made, and then later the person got rich or something. All all the movies was always about stuff like that. So um, I was a kid. I felt as a young kid, I really felt already the spiritual stuff to God. I was already close. I guess so. I was close. I don't know. I mean, I was a young kid. But there's one thing I knew. I hated to go to the voodoo priest. I hated it. So, and you know when we used to go to the voodoo priest, then you need to bring a goat or a chicken, and then then this stuff got killed and made for sacrifice and stuff like that. And then afterwards, then they got cooked. And but I have to admit, the food was really the food. We used to call it voodoo food. So like the voodoo food was really was actually good. But I'll be honest with you, I never liked eating it. Really, I didn't most of the time, I guess. But I know that I really hated it. So and my brother had a twin, as I have a twin brother, and my brother like he's different. He doesn't care. He never cared and everything. So he was he loved eating it and stuff like that. So, but I was always so quiet and different, and I hated stuff like that. Yeah, and so I grew up with all this kind of stuff, and I hated that place where I'm from because of all this kind of stuff like voodoo. And I was a kid. I used to be scared in the night, like when I'm sleeping. I used to see ghosts, spiritual stuff, and everything. I used to scream when I'm sleeping, and then wake up, and then later I see them, and then I look in front of me when I wake up, and the light is switched on, and then I look in front of me, then I saw it was a bucket or something, or maybe it was just a curtain. I don't know. It was always crazy things happening when I was a kid with me, and and I used to hate night. Used to hate night. When it's night, I don't like to go home. Even my grandpa was buried in the living room. Okay, where I used to live. Like, if I want to pass by the living room, if I want to go outside the house and play, sometimes you need to pass the living room. So if I want to pass the living room, then I used to walk very slow, and then just take a race out of the living room because I was always scared because I knew someone was buried out down there. So man, I used to hate that place, man. It- I not that I love that place actually, but I used to hate it also. You know what I mean? I love it. I hate it. No. Back then, the only film movies I really loved to watch was Indian movies, Bollywood films. There was a film I used to like a lot. It, the song was To To Sete Namahi To Sete To Sete Namahi No Na To Se To Sete, something like that. Write in the comments if you know if you know the movie, because I forgot the name of the movie. So you're gonna help me out a lot. So just write in the comments if you know the movie and let me know the name. Thanks. Do Sete Namahi Do Sete Do Sete Namahi Na 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 na. This was actually only the movies that makes me really happy. Like after having all this bad energy with this voodoo and all this kind of stuff. But the Indian movie, the Bollywood films, oh shit, this shit got me, man. This was the real shit that back then for me, the, the only movie that make me happy. So write in the comments and let me know if you know the movie. I remember one day being at home, and then I heard some loud noises and everything on the streets. It was like noises from different type of people. Like everybody was so it was on the streets and everybody was running after a witch or something. I know it sounds stupid, but even when I'm telling you right now the story, I'm like, really, Terry? Did it really happen? Really? But I'll be honest, but I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that it did happen. But growing up, then you start realizing stuff and start thinking yourself and start asking yourself the question if, because it sounds stupid, like you're saying, you're telling someone, yeah, I saw a witch or something. But let me tell you the story. Like they were all running after this witch, and then she got guarded from all the people in a circle, and then they put a tire on her body so she couldn't move. So she was all like stuck in like this. Okay, so she couldn't move. And the next thing, what I know, what I remember, I saw the tire got burnt, so she got burnt also, and it was all it was all crazy. And I know that I saw stuff like that, but now that I'm grown up, I'm like, really, really, Terry. but I'm but I'm shocked. But I'm 100%. You see, this is what I'm so this is what I'm telling you guys. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Is I even feel I sound stupid. Like say, but I know deep in my heart I saw something like that. So, but the main question is, now that I'm grown up, was she really a witch, or maybe she just did something stupid and we all say that she's a witch? Because I remember stuff like that used to happen. I remember like we I remember one day I was with my mom, and there was money on the floor, and my mom couldn't pick the money up. She took she, she did she pick the money up? I don't know. Nah, she didn't. I remember we saw money on the floor. I wanted to pick it up, but she was like, "No, if you if you touch that money, then you're gonna turn into a vulture or something like that." I'm like, but this this was this was really the stuff I grew up with. Like so, like I imagine, I used to hate that place. I used to have a neighbor, like we used to have like a big house, and in that house you go through the middle of the house, you go through, and then you get to the next house. It's also it's also belongs to us and it's part of the house. So and then at the back side, then you have the front side, and at the back side there's then we have neighbors and everything. And there was one neighbor. All I know is that this this dude was dead. True story, man. I'm serious. Like, all I remember is that he was dead. It's always like, when it's, how should I say? He was dead, definitely dead. Okay. So I swear, look, listen, I told you guys the story about the witch and everything. And, and I was being honest that because I'm grown up now, so I don't even know if that's true or not. I mean, it is true, but you know what I mean. You know, it's like sounds sounds weird, sounds stupid. Like I don't know, but I know about this story though. I know that this story is true. I let's say it like this, okay? I remember this story more than the other one. Okay, I remember this story I'm about to tell right now more than the other story, the story with the witch. So this dude was dead, and I swear that this dude woke up again. It was like a listen, okay. I'm I'm older now, of course, okay, but back in the days, I mean, come on, I was a kid. I don't know, maybe 10. No, I don't think so. It was more less. I think 9 years old. And let's be honest, I mean, shit is terrifying. Come on. So, but I did remember. I know that I saw it. This guy, this dude, got got back from the dead, and his skin was going down. So it was his skin was going down, and new skin was coming up. So it was like like a snake or something like that, losing skin and bringing new skin out or something. I don't know how to explain it. So definitely it was like that. So that was also part of my experience from the place I grew up. So I used to fight a lot actually. Uh, we used to have. I used to fight. There's one dude I used to fight all the time. I don't remember his name, but even if I do, I won't say his name or his real name. So, but I remember this guy. I used. I don't know why this guy used to get my guts and nuts and everything. I used to hate. We used to be friends, and then we hate each other. We are friends, then we hate each other. But we used to fight all the time. Like he was this guy that he was so slim, but he's, he was a guy that you used to fight. You used to beat him up all the time. He always get up. He always fucking get up. And you beat him, you beat the shit out of him, he gets up all the time. I used to have this fight. Like we can fight the whole fucking day. You can beat the shit out of him. He's still getting up. And I used to have this with this. I used to have this thing with him. And the place where I'm from, we call it asikamu. Asikamu means someone who who is like a glue. He keeps picking on you. Keep, he keeps picking on you all the time. Yeah, I don't remember we used to have block fights. I mean, I was not. It was. It sounds like a straight gang shit or whatever, but no. I remember we're having a fight against against a different block, and most of the time when we used to fight, we used to have some crazy people in the crew, and we used to bring bottles and then chew the bottle, the broken one, chew it, and even when you're bleeding in your mouth and everything, you go to the fight and you want to show them, and of course, your opponent should should be scared. Please, kids, do not fight. Even though I used to fight a lot on the streets, okay, but I was still good at school. I was I was I was I mean I was average, okay. I mean I didn't need to learn anything, but I used to make it. I used to pass the test. Um, so I was smart of a kind of way. Like I think I was smart. Yeah, I was smart. I was not just only on the street just fighting or something. I mean, it was part of my daily basis. But we used to have a lot of stuff to do, like being creative and everything. Like we used to create our own kite, and we used to create it with we used to create it with paper, cut it out and everything, and then use fufu to gum it because it's like a glue. And then we use then I remember we used to create our own fireworks. So we create a gun with a wood, and then we put a pipe in it and everything, and then you can use it and use it on Sylvester or on Christmas Day, and it's pretty loud actually if you shoot it in the air. And we used to create, we used to be creative and create different type of stuff, and we used to run into neighbors' houses that has dogs, and we used to like to provocate the dog. Like we take stones and then we throw it at the house, and then the dog run after us and keep barking and everything, and we just keep running and we all laughing. And one day, we did the same thing, and the dog was running after us and everything, and the dog bit me pretty well, man. I mean, I think it was well deserved. So, but still, it was fun. But I ain't telling you guys to do that. So please, there's a reason I'm telling you all the stories. Okay, so stay tuned. So my future kids, it's gonna make sense all at the end. There are reasons why I'm telling you all the stories. Stay tuned for more. And for those who love to listen to my podcast, write in the comments if you think you know where I'm from. Stay tuned.